Good day, grade 8 students. This is teacher Ira, and today we are going to discuss a new grammar lesson. I would like you to pay attention and listen very well. Before we discuss our lesson for today, I have here a set of words. Let's read all together. In, from, for, on, of, under, by, at, with, over. So, do you have clue about this set of words? What do we call them? So these words are known as prepositions. But before that, here are the objectives that you should attain after the lesson. At the end of the lesson, you should be able to define preposition, identify the four types of preposition and its examples, expand sentences with the use of prepositions and prepositional phrases, use preposition and prepositional phrases in sentence construction. Explain how prepositions help in building a sentence. So can I expect this from you? Okay, good. By the way, what is a preposition? A preposition is a word used to link nouns, pronouns, or phrases to other words within a sentence. They act to connect the people, objects, time, and locations of a sentence. Prepositions are usually short words and they are normally placed directly in front of nouns. So, a nice way to think about prepositions is as the words that help glue a sentence together. We use these words to express position, location, time, or how an action is completed. Indeed, several of the most frequently used words in English, such as on, in, at, by, for, with, are prepositions. They are commonly used part of the language. Prepositions are regarded as close class of words in the English language. This means that unlike verbs and nouns, no new words are added to this group over time. There are four types of prepositions including time, place, direction or movement, and manner. So now, we are going to discuss about using prepositions and prepositional phrases. For time prepositions, they are used to help indicate when something happened, happens, or will happen. It can get a little confusing though, as many different prepositions can be used. Examples are after, around, at, before, between, during, from, on, until, at, since, for, within. Prepositions of place we have above, across, against, along, around, at, behind, below, beneath, beside, between, beyond, by, down, in, inside, into, near, off, on, out, over, past, through, under, underneath. For direction and movement, essentially, they describe how something or someone moves from one place to another. So we can use at, for, on, to, into, onto, between. And for the prepositions of manner, we can use by, on, in, like, and with. So there are a lot of prepositions, right? But when do we know that we are using the exact preposition in a sentence? So recognizing prepositions can be challenging as they do not always follow a consistent pattern in terms of their position in a sentence. And by the way, when do we use in, at, and on? When English speakers talk about time and place, there are three little words that often come up: in, on, and at. These common words are prepositions that show a relationship between two words in a sentence. In this lesson, we'll take a closer look at these small but very common, very useful English words. When you are indicating a general information, you may use the preposition in. And for specific information, you may use at. So for years, months, seasons, centuries, and longer times of day, we may use the preposition in. For example, in the morning, in the afternoon, in April, in May, in 2020, in 1998, in 20th century. For days, dates, and a specific holiday with days, you may use the preposition on. For example, on Labor Day, on Christmas Day, on Monday, on Tuesday, on the 4th of July, on April 15, on my birthday. So for times and shorter period of day and indicators of exception and festivals, we may use the preposition at. For example, at Easter, at New Year's, at noon, at midnight, at 6 o'clock, at 10 a.m. In terms of places, the best way to think about the preposition in is being within something, inside the edges of something, enclosed spaces or places that can surround a person or an object on all sides. So when you are referring to neighborhood, towns, regions, cities, countries, or places with boundaries, you may use the preposition in. For example, in Chinatown, in Solano, in Washington, in Manila, in the United States. So for the preposition on, it is used when you are referring to something with a surface or the position of something on surfaces. So you may use it to refer to streets, avenues, boulevard, or even on flat surfaces such as roads, walls, table, on the surface of lake, rivers, or water. For example, on Pennsylvania Avenue, on Santa Rosa Street, on the Fiji Island. Lastly, at is used when referring to something at a specific point or points in space. So you can use this to indicate complete addresses or public places. For example, I'm at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, or specific locations such as at your home or at the corner. So now, let us take a look at some examples of sentences using the preposition in. Remember that when you are using the preposition in, you are indicating the position of something in relation to what surrounds it. You may also use this for years, months, seasons, centuries, and longer times of day. Examples are, the bird is in the cage. There's a perfume in her bag. She put her shoes in the closet. I lived in Ilocos Norte. The quarantine started in March. There's too much sugar in milk tea. For the preposition on, you use this when you are recognizing the space around you or the position of something on surfaces. You can also use this for days, dates, and specific holiday days. For example, the fan is connected on the wall. The painting on the wall is Mona Lisa. There's a stain on his shirt. I live on the 5th floor. The duck is on the water. That means that the duck is floating on the water. For the preposition at, you use this when you are indicating complete addresses, events, public places, or specific places or points in space. You also use this to indicate time. For example, let's meet at the bus terminal. I studied engineering at the university. I live at Porok 3, Baskaran Solano, Nueva Vizcaya. I go to school at 7:30 a.m. Kay and I met at a party. So now, let us try this. Are we going to use in, on, or at? So let us take a look at the first bullet. I was born blank November 2, 1998. So we are going to use the preposition on because we are referring to a date which is November 2, 1998. Next, I was born blank 1998. So we are going to use the preposition in because 1998 is a year. I was born blank exactly 11 p.m. So we are going to use the preposition at because we are referring to a time which is 11 p.m. I had a dinner blank Smith's house. So we are going to use the preposition at Smith's house because you are referring to a specific point in space. So we like to go blank Norway. So you are going to use in Norway because you are referring to a country. So now I would like you to bring out your notebook and answer the following sentences. Okay, go. Okay, so let's see if your answers are correct. Solano is a big town in Nueva Vizcaya. So you are referring to a province which is the Nueva Vizcaya. I've left my pen in the classroom because classroom is an enclosed space. She went home at 12 a.m. 12 a.m. is a time. My notebook is on the table. So you are referring to a flat surface. Your Woods Academy is located at Santa Rosa, Bayombong, Nueva Vizcaya because you are referring to an exact address. Here, prepositional phrase. A prepositional phrase starts with a preposition accompanied by an object which is a noun or a pronoun. Prepositional phrases build a sentence by acting as an adjective or an adverb. So prepositions can form phrases as adjectives to give further context to the action, emotion, or thing it is describing. So we can use prepositions such as to, about, in, for, with, at, and so on. So we have here an example of prepositional phrase as an adjective. The sight of a bench by the gates was so tempting. So the preposition used in this sentence is the word by. And the prepositional phrase will be by the gates. And it is describing the bench in terms of position. Next, here are some seeds from the gardens of paradise must have landed and taken root. So, the preposition used in the sentence is the word of. And the prepositional phrase will be of paradise. And it is describing the gardens. Next, the book with the tattered cover has been read many times. So the prepositional phrase used in the sentence is with the tattered cover. And it is describing the book in terms of manner. Next, the car beside the red one is the one I want to buy. So what is the prepositional phrase used in the sentence? Okay, beside the red one. And it is describing the car. The extra blanket is in the box under the bed. So the prepositional phrase used is under the bed. And it is describing the extra blanket or the box. So it is describing the box. Now, let us discuss about prepositional phrase as adverbs. So in English grammar, a prepositional adverb is an adverb that can function as a preposition. Unlike an ordinary preposition, a prepositional adverb is not followed by an object. So what is an adverb again? An adverb is a word used to describe or modify a verb, adjective, or another adverb. Adverbs can describe how, when, and where an action is performed. So we have here an example. Long ago, in the city of Baghdad, there lived a man named Sinbad. So what is the prepositional phrase in this sentence? So in the city of Baghdad is an adverb of place modifying the verb. What is the verb in the sentence? Modifying the verb live. Next one. Let me hear those verses that you recited outside the gate of my house. So what is the prepositional phrase? Outside the gate of my house, and it is modifying the verb recited. Next, my shopping list needs to be put into my purse. So into my purse is the prepositional phrase and it is modifying the verb put. Next, Vaughn stepped onto the boat. So what is the prepositional phrase in this sentence? Onto the boat. So the object of preposition is the boat. So the preposition on is telling us the relationship between the boat and the verb step. So the prepositional phrase is an adverb phrase. So the phrase tells us where did Vaughn step. The ballerina danced across the floor. So what is the prepositional phrase? It is across the floor. So the object of preposition is the floor. So the preposition across is telling us the relationship between floor and dance. So dance is a verb, so the prepositional phrase is an adverb phrase. So the phrase tells us where did the ballerina dance. So that is all about prepositions. Prepositions as adverbs and prepositions as adjectives. So for your daily activities regarding prepositions, you may refer to the learning guide. So thank you for listening and have a great day.